Well, welcome back. In this video, we're going to talk about how to support your clients once they purchase the products. Redox is a little different because it's not it's not so simple as, okay, just drink it, right? There are some things that they need to know about proper usage and expectations and to be patient with the liquid while it's working. And so we have some things in place. Again, we're finding the adapter between the ASEA world and your world, and I want to take a lot of the burden off of you. So we have some systems in place that I want to make you aware of. We work on Team Dragonfly with two members of ASEA's medical professional board, a naturopathic doctor named Dr. Carolyn Hoffman and a retired podiatrist named Dr. David Silverman. And so they do Zoom calls throughout the week. On Tuesdays, David does it in the morning, 8:30 a.m. Eastern, and Carolyn in the evening at 8 p.m. Eastern time. That's New York City time. And on Saturdays, Dr. Silverman does kind of a once people have purchased, here's how you use it, here are proper expectations. And then at the top of the hour, I come on and I talk a little bit about the company behind it. So my first invitation is for you to come and experience one of these calls. If the times don't work for you, we can get you a recording. But it's great to go on live because there's questions that are asked. And this is where it's really nice for your clients because you don't have to be the redox expert. You can say, look, I partner with these doctors that are experts in redox, and they can explain a little bit deeper the research, help you understand it more, and answer any questions you have. So that's in place for you. Like I said, there are systems that are here. That's where I bring all my people. It's a really good place to plug people in. You come first to feel it out and see what it is, and you'll see the value that'll be there for your clients. Now, some people don't like Zoom. I get it. We got to meet people where they are. So I like to ask questions. Always ask your people questions. Hey, how do you prefer to learn? Would you enjoy coming and learning from an expert in redox and being able to ask questions in person? Or would you like to be able to go to a website and read and look at some information and maybe watch a few videos? Ask that. Okay. And then depending on what they say, give them the next step. If there's somebody that's like, I hate Zoom, I don't want to figure that out, the website is just discoverredox.com. It's got a ton of information about all the products, the research behind it. They can go learn and educate themselves on that website. And that's going to be the right next step for some people. But I would really try and get them to these calls. I find them to be really valuable, and it's all product focused for them to learn on Tuesdays about what they have their hands on. So, Susie, I don't know if you want to speak to just your experience with helping your people get started and moving them through that like learning process.
Yes, absolutely. So I think the most critical thing you just said right there is ask the questions. I when I first started signing people up, I was throwing so much at them. Here, you need to know about this. You need to go here. You need to go watch this call. And it was like information overload. It was the worst thing ever. I've since learned from Danielle, just ask what they like. How do you like to learn? And then I just send them the one thing and keep it super simple. That has made a huge difference. It helps a lot with customer retention as well. And that's something that I had to learn because I didn't want to overwhelm with people with too much stuff, but customer retention is kind of a big thing. So yeah, that's the nugget right there.
Yeah, it creates residuals for you guys because every time these people order, you make cash every time, month after month. I'm making money 8 years later off of people that I educated 8 years ago. You know what I mean? And so it's a really, again, good piece for your business. And it will expand their mind. So if all they've had is an experience with the gold, they might be like, why do I need to go learn about something on the internet about that? Right. But it's like, tell them, I always say, this is the tip of the iceberg. Like, this is the tip of the iceberg. This is just the beginning of what this can touch. Drinking the liquid helps with so much internally, and I can't do it justice. You know, these doctors are professionals at sharing this. And I want to just also speak to maybe what might be the elephant in the room for some of you, which is that ASEA is a product that is sold through network marketing. And some of you may have had terrible experiences with that. Some of you might be like rejoicing that it's sold that way. I don't know. But you also might be a little nervous for your clients. Like, well, how are they going to feel about that? Hopefully, you have seen up to this point that there is no way for them to even know that it's network marketing. If you send a shopping cart link and they check out, it looks like normal, just e-commerce purchase. All right. So your clientele does not need to know unless you want them to know. And I would just say, like, it's a doorway that you can walk through to bring other representatives in and to bring other associates in that are going to share. Couple things I've seen, you guys as center owners, you know other people in your community that are in wellness. And honestly, it's really good for acupuncturists and chiropractors and these other people to integrate into their businesses. So that might be of interest down the road for you to do because then you're making potential earnings outside of your own center. Again, it might not be for you, but I just kind of want to let you know like the door that's there that you could walk through. And the other thing is some of your clients might drag you through that door. So there was a group I was working with, an integrative wellness center down in Sarasota. And I'll never forget getting the phone call one time from the ladies at the front desk saying, well, one of the women here that's been using the ASEA, Danielle, it turns out she was like a top rep in Mary Kay, and she didn't know this was network marketing. And she's like asking all these questions that I don't know how to answer. And so they got brought into that world through their clients. So you just never know who's coming into your center. You don't know their background, you don't know their network. And so it's really helpful because like they might think about it differently than you do. And so sometimes it's helpful to let them know, like, because they might come to you and say, well, my sister wants this product. Can you get it to my sister? And you can say, yeah, well, actually, I can make you an account so your sister can buy it through you. And you can start sharing it in that way. There's no pressure to. I just want you to understand that that's how this model kind of works. And Susie, I don't know if you have anything you want to add to that.
Yeah, I had the exact same experience where I kind of got dragged into it. I had no intention of doing anything other than selling it to my clients in the center. That was it. I was like, okay, that's my going to be the level of my business. And then lo and behold, I had people like my hairdresser right out of the blue. I'm just, demoing it on her. She had this incredible experience. Her husband, who had a frozen shoulder, had an incredible experience. And then she asks me, well, what if I want to sell this? And I was like, wait, what? You want a hair salon? What do you want? And sure as heck, I mean, that's just kind of the way it started. So you never know who wants to do it. It's shocked me for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's just, I want, if you guys feel overwhelmed by that idea, Susie and I are here. Like, there's supports in place to help those people. If you're like, I don't even have time for that, fine. We can support those people that are interested in that if you don't have the bandwidth for it. So don't stress. And also know that inviting your clients to these calls, that's why I want you to come sit through them. So you don't have to just take my word for it. It's product focused. It's not a call where we're hyping up network marketing and come be a rep and come make money and all this. Like it's just that's not how ASEA operates. Most people that share ASEA come into it because they just have hearts to help. It's like once you know about a product that's this good, you can't help but share it, and that might happen with your clients and it might happen with you. So, but a key. The key of this video, right, is make sure your customers get connected to someone or something beyond you. I do not want you to just be the only hub of resource for them. First of all, you don't have the time, you're running a business. And second of all, I have watched things putter out. So sometimes doctors, practitioners, centers, they are the source of all information. So clients come to them and they, whatever you say, I'll do. What happens, what I've seen over the years, is that those people they fade away with the redox because they don't really get the full picture. They don't get how it's a little bit different. They don't stay patient with the product. When people come to these calls, they see the research, they see a bigger community of people. They go, whoa, this is way bigger than I even thought. This isn't just the center that's doing it. And it sinks in differently. And the doctor can say the same thing that you say, but because it came out of the doctor's mouth, they hear it differently. It's just this bias we all have. So again, if you want to have success and keep that retention, I would really encourage you to plug people in. And if they're really resistant to Zoom for whatever reason, the website is really good as well.